Imagine a sprawling estate once filled with the laughter of children, the hum of luxury cars, and the sparkle of Hollywood glamour. Now it stands eerily silent, an abandoned relic of a time gone by. What happened to Will Smith's forgotten mansion? Why was it left to decay, and what secrets does it hold? Today we're diving into the fascinating story of the abandoned mansion tied to one of Hollywood's biggest stars. Before we unravel the mystery, don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoy uncovering untold stories. It really helps us bring more intriguing tales to you. Now let's step inside the gates of this enigmatic property, the rise of a star and the mansion's glory days. In the late 1990s, Will Smith was at the height of his career.
Get you! Oh my goodness, you are a man!
That was the plan.
Your seatbelt.
See, now we got to work on your people skills.
After the success of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and blockbuster hits like Independence Day and Men in Black, he was not just an actor, he was a phenomenon. With his star power soaring, Smith decided to invest in a property that reflected his status. Nestled on a sprawling 30-acre estate in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, the mansion was everything you'd expect from a Hollywood A-lister. This wasn't just a house, it was a symbol of his achievements. The property boasted over 5,000 square feet of living space, luxurious interiors, and acres of manicured lawns. It was the perfect escape for Smith and his family from the chaos of Los Angeles. But life has a way of shifting priorities. As Will's career continued to flourish, he and his family gravitated towards the West Coast. His focus turned to his 25,000 square foot Calabasas mansion in California, which offered more than enough space and luxury to suit their needs. By the early 2000s, the Pennsylvania property was no longer their main residence, and soon, the once vibrant home began its descent into abandonment, the fall from grace. When Smith decided to sell the Bryn Mawr property, it was purchased by a new owner. However, the transition wasn't smooth. The mansion changed hands multiple times, but each new owner struggled with financial constraints and lacked the resources or vision to maintain the estate's grandeur. Over time, neglect and mismanagement transformed the once imposing structure into a shadow of its former self. Visible signs of decay soon emerged. The lush gardens that had once been carefully manicured were now overgrown and wild. Broken windows became a common sight, and the walls, formerly immaculate, were defaced with graffiti. Roof tiles began to crumble, and the interiors suffered from water damage and exposure to the elements. Local rumors suggested that the mansion became a gathering place for urban explorers, curious thrill seekers, and photographers captivated by its haunting beauty. For fans of Will Smith, the sight of this decaying landmark was both heartbreaking and perplexing. How could property tied to such a vibrant and accomplished star end up in such a tragic state of disrepair? What lies inside? Despite its abandonment, the mansion remains a treasure trove of memories and mysteries. Urban explorers who have ventured inside describe remnants of its luxurious past. Dust-covered furniture, ornate chandeliers, and forgotten artifacts hint at the life that once thrived within its walls. Some have even claimed to find old records and personal items that might have belonged to Smith or previous owners, though these accounts are unverified. But stepping inside also reveals the scars of neglect. The ceilings sag, water damage has left its mark, and the once glamorous interiors are now eerily decrepit. There are tales of faded family portraits left behind, their colors muted by time, and grand pianos, silent and forgotten, standing as solemn witnesses to the passage of years. Yet, for all its decay, the mansion retains an air of majesty, as if waiting for someone to restore it to its former glory. Adding to its mystique, some explorers report a strange sense of being watched, as though the mansion itself remembers its glory days and mourns its solitude. Whether these are the imaginings of the curious or an echo of the lives that once animated its halls, the stories only deepen the intrigue surrounding this abandoned gem. The comparison, Calabasas versus Bryn Mawr. To understand why the Bryn Mawr property was left behind, we must look at the jewel in the Smith family's real estate crown, their Calabasas compound. Unlike the abandoned Pennsylvania mansion, the Calabasas estate is a masterpiece of architecture and design. Spread across 150 acres, it features a private lake, a recording studio, and even a basketball court, facilities that reflect the family's lifestyle and artistic pursuits. The Calabasas home isn't just a residence, it's a sanctuary that tells the story of the Smith family. Every corner reflects their personalities and values, from the handmade Adobe-inspired design to the infinity cycle floor plan symbolizing eternal love. The estate even boasts a meditation room and eco-friendly touches, further emphasizing the family's connection to well-being and sustainability. In contrast, the Bryn Mawr mansion, while luxurious, lacked the same level of personal connection and identity. Perhaps this is why the family never looked back once they left. It wasn't just about the size or luxury, it was about finding a place that felt like home, a quality the Calabasas property clearly embodied. The curious case of abandonment. Abandoned mansions often spark rumors, and Will Smith's former property is no exception. Some speculate that legal disputes or zoning issues might have played a role in its decline. Others suggest that the property's upkeep was simply too costly for its subsequent owners, leading to its gradual fall from grace. Additionally, the changing dynamics of real estate markets and the challenges of maintaining a sprawling estate in a high-cost area might have compounded its fate. Whatever the reason, the mansion's tragic decline serves as a stark reminder that even the grandest homes can fall victim to neglect when resources and priorities shift. Interestingly, Will Smith himself has never publicly commented on the state of the Bryn Mawr mansion. For him, it might simply represent a chapter of his life that is long closed. The property's abandonment might not just be about the building, but about a shift in focus, a move towards a more purpose-driven lifestyle that aligns with his current values. But for fans and urban explorers, the property remains a compelling link to his past, a tangible relic of a life that once sparkled with Hollywood glamour and ambition. Could it be saved? The question on everyone's mind is, what does the future hold for this abandoned mansion? Restoring such a property would require a massive investment, but its history and connection to Will Smith could make it a worthwhile endeavor. Imagine it as a museum dedicated to his career or a retreat for aspiring artists inspired by his journey. However, for now, the mansion's fate remains uncertain. It stands as a silent witness to time's passage, waiting for someone to breathe new life into its halls. The story of Will Smith's abandoned mansion is both a tale of Hollywood grandeur and a reminder of how quickly things can change. From its glory days as a luxurious retreat to its current state of disrepair, the mansion's journey is as compelling as the star it's tied to. What are your thoughts on this forgotten piece of Hollywood history? Should it be restored, or is it best left as a relic of the past? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the abandoned mansion of Will Smith, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us uncover more fascinating stories like this one. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video.